This is Josiah Plays Gibbous. We're in Fishmouth. We've entered the Finman House, which is some kind of incredibly dubious hotel. We are here looking for Bob Ornstein, the man with the knowledge of the ancient mysteries that we seek. And Buzz is checking his phone. Alright, let's look at some things. Let's talk to some things.
Still mad?
Very much.
Okay.
Okay. One of the times that answer might change, you know. Sin before sea those sea shanties were surprising and quite in depth. He sang for a long fucking time.
Stairs leading up to the rooms. Ornstein must be up there.
Ornstein.
Man, I really want to walk up them right this instant.
I don't really.
If we go upstairs, we do it together. I'm afraid I can't do it without Finman's permission.
Man, this guy's a real fucking rule follower. We got a pilgrim, we got Finman. Let's see what's over here. We got ourselves a grandfather clock. How come you never see grandson clocks? Granddaughter clocks? I mean, there's all these grandfathers around. Where the fuck are their grandkids? Huh? Coming at you with the hard philosophical questions. That went cuckoo?
It seems like it's always 10 o'clock in this hotel. It looks strangely familiar. Tick-tock. She doesn't care for it. I don't think this one opens.
You don't think it opens, but what if I pour some dolphin milk in there?
What am I even thinking?
Fair question. Coffee pitcher. I do need some coffee.
Complimentary coffee. Black as midnight on a moonless night. How thoughtful of Mr. Finman.
Complimentary means take all you want.
Damn good coffee, Diane.
What's that from?
I don't think we want to find out what that would do. Nothing to pour it in.
What do you mean nothing to pour it in? Pour it into the milk.
Not in the pitcher, though.
Pour it on the cookie.
That would paint a horrible picture.
Really? Okay. Knox game. Ain't a horrible picture.
No need, I know what it is.
Twin Peaks.
That would paint a...
Keys panel.
Those are the room keys and they're all present but one.
Suspicious.
That one missing key has got to be the one to Ornstein's room.
Really piece that together with some Sherlock-like deduction.
She's not interested. The one key I'm interested in is the one that's missing.
Oh, talk to me about this pilgrim.
Looks like he's the strong, silent type. Must be some vow of silence deal or something. Ominous.
I am completely uninterested.
Okay, what's up, pilgrim?
Hello! Okay then.
Maybe what this pilgrim really needs is some dolphin milk in his life.
I don't think so.
Maybe what it really needs is a label.
Not the kind of guy you'd wanna stick stuff onto.
Fair enough. Maybe what he really needs is a suspicious cookie.
Doesn't look like a cookie enthusiast.
Who is a cookie enthusiast exactly?
Oh no.
Alright, it's Finman's turn.
That there must be the namesake of this hotel.
How do I know his name is Finman?
Rough looking fella. Kinda gives me the chills, to be honest.
very sure that the man he's looking for is behind the lock to that missing key. Sure. Lock. Okay. Alright. See what you did. Cookie Monster would be a cookie enthusiast. You're right, he would be.
No, I have to handle this.
Alright, Finman. What's your deal?
Hello there. What a great evening in Fishmouth, isn't it?
Evening? Yeah, I suppose it is evening. I don't know what you find so great about it, though.
You know, the salty sea-scented breeze, the smell of rotting fish, the distant thunder. Charming.
Sometimes you have to have your inn run by an ogre.
Mr. Finman, I presume.
That's me, yeah.
Nice hotel you got here.
Nice. Ain't nothing nice about it. We don't do nice in Fishmouth. There anything I can do for you, stranger?
Bob Olmstein.
Bob Olmstein.
What did you just say?
Oh, God, my spleen?
You should have that checked out, stranger. Your spleen plays multiple important roles in your body. It's a filter for blood and part of your immune system. It also helps fight bacteria, especially the kind that causes pneumonia and meningitis. So I've heard.
Okay, thanks for the info.
Oh, cooked spleen's supposed to taste real yummy. I don't mean the human kind, of course. I wouldn't know about that.
Very interesting.
Did this guy just windblown chicken spleen for us? Were you bitten by a zombie about a half hour ago? He's mansplaining about it? Wow. Mansplaining. He took it to the hoop there.
I'd like a room, please.
I'd love to help you out, sir. We's all completely booked up.
Really? I only see one key missing on that wall behind you.
Ain't you been snooping around? Got a bunch of pilgrims coming over for the festival soon. That one standing there is the first of the bunch. Booked the whole place, they did. Don't bother wasting your breath on him. He ain't talking nothing. You ain't from Fishmouth, is you? I can smell it all over you. Why you come here?
You're a direct man, aren't you, Mr. Finman?
Yeah, and I've been known to judge a man. You's nosy and skinny. Too skinny.
Try to eat right, Mr. Finman. Not spleens.
I try to eat right, Mr. Finman.
Oh yeah, so do I. Sorry. Must be this hunger I guts up in me.
What is so funny about that?
Oh, nothing. Fishing with humor. You ain't got the stomach for it.
Dude, that's some another guest laughter right there.
Yeesh.
Another guest? This guy's like fucking another guest guy's fucking uncle or something.
So about that room.
We's all booked. See that? Him and his kind done booked up every single room except the one. About to arrive any minute now. Otherwise, I love to serve you.
Maybe it's me, but did that really warrant such a laugh?
Think nothing of it, stranger. It's the hunger, you see. My stomach's growling is all. Makes me say all kind of things. Pay no mind.
He could literally say, another guest? How wonderful to meet you, since he runs the hotel, yeah. Oh, I can offer him the cookie. The death cookie. find out about the festival.
What's this festival you mentioned?
Nothing you should know of. That's our business. We Fishmouth folk. It's Fishmouth business. We got our own to look up to. Don't need you funny-smelling outsiders telling us what to do and who to listen to.
I might just hang around and check it out if it's happening soon.
That's not to be advised, Skinny. The Order don't take kindly to strangers.
Hashtag the Order. Right, the Dagon cult. Does anyone take kindly to anyone around here?
Does anyone take kindly to anyone around here?
Our own outsider. You don't like it, you can skedaddle on out of here.
Skedaddling. That's how a scampering rascal gets out of town. Cheese it, the cultists. It's like a step up from we gotta scram. We gotta skedaddle. Skedaddle does have a certain rustic ring to it. Scram is like, yeah, we gotta scram. But skedaddle is like, we gotta skedaddle. What order?
The Order? What order?
Nah, never you mind that.
Aw, come on, tell me. I'm here. Might as well learn a thing or two about Fishmouth.
The only thing you need to know about that there esoteric order is that they don't want you here. So you best be on your way. That's all I can tell you.
The Order? What order? Alphabetical. The alphabetical order.
Oh, so the one occupied room is this pilgrim's.
No, it's someone else staying there.
Can you tell me what his name is?
Here at Finman House, we value our customers' privacy.
Uh-huh. Can I interest you in this cookie I've got here?
I'm a meat man myself, but right now I could eat just about anything, I reckon. If it ain't meat, though, I got to wash it down some, and I ain't got anything.
You mean like alcohol, right?
You was pretty smart for a stranger.
Okay. I gotta get the coffee with the milk for old Zadok so I can get his alcohol to give to this guy. I need something to put the coffee in. Yeah, no, he can't just drink the coffee, don't be silly. Customers, privacy, singular. Yeah, it's just that one customer that we care about his privacy. Everybody else, fuck him.
How come you don't have any alcohol around?
Been no need. We've been having plenty of meat around here. Till it stopped coming, that is. Be arriving for the festival soon, though. Ain't that right, Pilgrim? Them brothers of yours arriving soon, eh?
I don't get it. Are the pilgrims bringing you meat?
Oh, yeah, you could say that. You could definitely say that.
Wow, this guy.
That's one exceptionally jovial innkeep.
Dubiously jovial. So, are the fish people gonna eat the pilgrims? Is that what's happening here?
All meat, huh? Got any preferences or anything goes?
Oh, I got my preferences. Sorry, Skinny. Don't be judging me. Look at yourself, all skin and bone. Nothing on you worth mentioning.
What? What'd you mean?
Oh, nothing.
Anyway.
This guy's just fucking with me.
Has the guy in the room brought you any meat?
What, you fancy yourself some kind of detective or something, outsider? What's with all them questions now?
I'm just curious by nature.
Too curious, you ask me. No place for your kind here, outsider.
Just wondering how come your one customer hasn't provided you with any meat, that's all.
He's a stranger in that one. Ain't nothing like our usual customers. Pays damn well, too. Gold, stranger, gold. We's likes our gold up in here.
They like gold.
So gold is popular around here, huh?
Used to be... You asking way too many questions, Skinny.
I'm here to see this gentleman.
He ain't come down in a while. I don't reckon he will anytime soon. I wouldn't wait if I were you, stranger.
You know, getting constantly called a stranger and an outsider tends to be a little grating after a while. Have you considered that?
We don't take...
Kindly, gotcha. I gotta run.
Take care, stranger.
I knew it. Oh, this motherfucker. Wow. Wow, fucking Finman.
Thoughts on Finman?
Wouldn't want him as my neighbor. Or rather, my anything.
Oh, I meant how do we get past him and reach Olmstein?
He's a more intense guy. I think we need to apply more intense measures.
Murder?
And he jumps straight to murder. That's telling, you know. Dial it back a little, killer.
I mean, murder doesn't seem out of place here. Probably not even a crime in Fishmouth. Murder is the case that they gave me.
Still mad about being humanized?
Very much so.
Okay, just checking.
Alright, Finman. What do you think about dolphin milk?
Milk for this guy? LOL.
My guy just said LOL out loud.
My mom always said don't put labels on people. Better talk to him first. I'm so afraid to pull it out in front of this guy.
About that?
I heard it as soon as I said it.
Phrasing!
Hello! Okay then.
I need something to pour the coffee into. Alright, see you later, Taryn Walker. Have a good one. Be seeing you. Thanks for the bits as well, again. Idle citizen. Does the same weird laughter thing as Finman.
I don't think I want to talk to her anymore.
Dark alley, even darker alley.
Fascinating wonder.
Jalopy. Milton.
Catch you later, Milton.
You probably will. My truck's dead.
This truck is dead. Thuggin. Annie. Coffee mugs. Coffee mugs. I can get the coffee mug, you guys. The deadest of trucks.
About that going away gift.
I take it you've made a wise decision.
I'll have the coffee mug.
An interesting choice there. There you are.
Nice. Now I can mug people. Be seeing ya.
Be seeing ya.
I wish you would reconsider. Good day.
It's my going away gift. Nifty. She doesn't care for it. Not giving this back. Nah, I like the silly text on it. It's my going-away gift. Nifty. The evil book's contents are not pourable.
Pour yourself a tall, cool glass of Necronomicon.
This is, you know, like for liquids. I kind of want to pour something else in it.
Like coffee? Coffee talk. We'll have coffee and talk. Alright. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Or just some coffee. Do.
Got me a cup full of fully fragrant Joe.
Fully fragrant.
I don't think she's into coffee. I think I want to keep this one black.
What? Motherfucker. Alright, let's go to old Zadok. Maybe we could sing some more. Maybe we can sing some more shanties. Old Zadok.
Mr. Zadok, I brought you something.
What is it, boy?
Coffee.
What? Get that gosh darned abomination out of my face!
The devil's drink.
This gives me an idea. So you never tasted or smelled coffee in your life?
Not in my life, son. Couldn't tell it apart from gasoline. It's a question of...
I gotta run.
Run, boy. Never return.
He just hurled this empty bottle over here.
It's old man Zadok's bottle. He tends to throw them when he's angry. Might as well pick it up. Nah, I'll do it.
We got a bottle.
It's the empty bottle Zadok threw in anger. What could I be pouring in it? It's the what? Nothing more offensive than presenting a salty sea dog with an empty bottle.
What the heck would I do with that?
Piss in it. Nasty ass fish bottle. Wow. Wow. Gotta tell him to stop throwing stuff around. He's littering the docks. The docks, folks.
I gotta run.
Run, boy. Never return.
It's littering the docks. Wow. Legitimate levels of wow.
Nah, I don't need any oil.
Exotic alcohol bottle.
It now says it's exotic liquor. It's empty, though. I think I want to pour something else inside first.
Listen, motherfucker. You want a medal, she says? That's rude. Alleys are so dark.
It puddles. It's what it does.
No, I want an achievement.
No good reason to give it to him.
An achievement.
Turns out he's not the approachable type.
You're damn right I ain't. Get out of my face with that!
Got these weird light doors. Buildings. Watersworth.
Any change of heart about me visiting your lovely town?
No, and not a chance of it in the foreseeable future either.
Thought I'd check.
Thought I'd check.
Be seeing ya.
I wish.
What do you...
Do you really?
Any ideas in...
I'd say beats. Oh,
Ugh.
ugh.
We've seen all that.
Very much.
Okay. So,
Finman House? Any of?
I guess so.
I have my moment.
Cool. You want an achievement. Chivo.
What would he do with it?
Coffee in the bottle. Coffee bottle.
It's a bottle of coffee disguised as rare exotic liquor.
Okay, so the dude doesn't know what coffee tastes or smells like. So we can now give him this and be like, look, Knox Bluff, it's a rare exotic liquor. It's so rare and exotic that it tastes nothing like liquor. And he'll be like, oh, it must be rare exotic liquor. And then he gives us his other liquor for it.
Mr. Zadok brought you something to drink.
What is it?
It's a special kind of liquor. Very exotic import.
Liquor?
Says so on the label. Have a taste.
Why, you doggone little... You almost had me there. You know, it really had a sort of appealing odor to it. But the taste... Ugh, never in my whole seafaring life have I come across something that smelled so enticing and tasted so foul and bitter. Whatever that abomination is, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
All right, Mr. Zadok. I'll try and find you something better tasting.
Go on, get...
Now we have to add the milk to it.
I gotta run.
Run, boy. Never return.
It's old man Zadok's bottle. He tends to throw them when he's angry. Might as well pick it.
Now we gotta refill it with coffee.
It's a bottle of coffee
Oh.
disguised as rare exotic liquor.
Apparently it still has the coffee in it. Milk it up.
It says it's a rare exotic liquor, but it's actually coffee. Now with some added milk that should make it easier on the taste buds. I don't think she's into coffee.
Let's do this, Zadok. Clean up Zadoks.
Mr. Zadok, got you a little something.
What is it?
It's a special kind of liquor. Very exotic import.
Liquor?
Says so on the label. Now, don't expect it to taste like regular hooch. It's very exotic.
Exotic.
Supposed to have a real kick to it.
A real kick.
Let me see that. Smells like nothing I ever smelled before. And I can't say it's bad either. Oh. Whew. What is this devilry, boy? Kinda got me feeling all fluttery inside.
Special import. Supposed to really get you going.
I'll say. Why, I feel refreshed as ever. It's like this curtain slowly lifting off of me eyes and mind, son. Whew, you done old Zadok a mighty good one. Can you get me more of this stuff?
I'll let you know what it is and where to get it. But I'd like that bottle of whiskey in return if that's alright with you.
Ah, take it. Who needs that stuff? I can safely say this has been a full-fledged epiphany, Buzz.
Nice. We've got him hooked on coffee now.
Hey, you remember my name. Thanks.
Not a problem, son. Boy, do I feel good. I just might get up and walk around a little later.
Good to hear, Mr. Zadok. Now that you're refreshed, care to tell me a bit about Fishmouth?
What is it you want to know, Buzz?
Do.
What's this esoteric order I keep hearing about?
The esoteric order of Dagon. Fishmouth folks worshiping the deep ones. Dagon's their high priest. Supposed to be this huge amphibian thing.
Right.
That's what the festival's about. Worshipping Dagon in sacrifices they bring to him.
Sacrifices? What kind of sacrifices?
I shudder to think, my boy. But what I can tell you is that they're raising something over in Crackham Bay. And if you ask me, it can only be the half-goofa.
Half-go what?
The half-goofa. Huge, ugly sea monster. And yeah, I reckon that sucker's gotta be big, since they ain't letting anyone anywhere near Crackham Bay for a year now. Completely cut it off. No way to enter it from anywhere.
Wow, the half goofa. Boy. Good thing they're not summoning this creature at a dairy. Otherwise, it would be the half and half goofa. They don't seem to be half goofing or half goofing off.
Why is everyone so secretive here in Fishmouth?
Where do I begin, my friend? See, you're stuck of a curse that runs through most of Fishmouth's residents' blood. Turn them into fish and toad-like things.
Called it.
And then they dig to the water. But that's not even the worst thing.
You'd think that's the worst thing, wouldn't you?
Oh, there's worse. And I've seen it with my own two eyes, hanging around the abandoned factory up Elliott Street. Seen them. Hideous fishmen and octopus-like monsters. Caught a glimpse of them in the moonlight. Heard their awful noises. Horrible. It were horrible.
The curse.
Nah, Buzz. It weren't the curse. These things were not born this way. They was mutants. Abominations. Cobbled together from fish and man and squid. The butcher. That's who they whisper made those things.
Who's the butcher?
I don't know that, Buzz. But I suppose it's some shady character that's in cahoots with the esoteric order of Dagon. And they're raising hell in Fishmouth. Raising hell. Literally.
How can I get to this abandoned factory?
You can't now. They've shut off those streets. In preparation for their evil festival.
Sounds intense. Yeah, it's Malthus Dren. Ever heard of Bob Olmstein? Zadok?
Ever heard of a man called Bob Olmstein?
Can't say I ever did.
He's supposed to be staying at the Finman.
The Finman, huh? Folks lodging there have a habit of disappearing without a trace. Sneaky fella, that Finman. Slippery as an eel.
What's this esoteric order I keep hearing about?
These are Dagon's. That's what the
Sack?
I shut, and if you act
Half?
to have, and yeah, complete.
If you're gonna name a place Kraken Bay, You should just assume there's gonna be some Dagon shit coming out of there eventually. Look, I gotta tell you something, Zadok.
I've got a confession to make.
What's that, Buzz?
The whiskey I gave you that you love so much, that's actually coffee.
What? Well, I'll be darned. You sure pulled a fast one on old Zadok, haven't you? Well, good on you, Buzz. But you know what? Good on me, too. 'Cause I guess you can teach an old dog new tricks. I guess I love coffee, and I gotta live with myself now. I just might be hooked on it.
Well, better than whiskey.
You're right, Buzz. And when you're right, you're right. Right?
Right.
Alright.
I'll see you later, Mr. Zadok.
God bless you, boy. Take care.
Do-do-do-do. Nice guy aura restored! Brew out of it. Nice guy aura restored, you guys.
Thoughts on Finman? Oh, I meant...
He's a more... and he jumps straight to murder.
This is the strong whiskey Zadok was pouring down his throat before. I never was a hard liquor man. I find this stuff awful. She cares nothing for alcohol.
But alcohol cares for her.
Nah.
Whiskey cookie.
Should make for a knockout combination. But I'm getting ahead of myself.
Literal knockout.
Oh, they're different kinds of evil.
Because we're gonna knock him out with evil death cookie and whiskey. Evil death cookie and her whiskey.
Mr. Finman, got you a little something to wash down the cookie with.
Feel something.
Let me smell that. Oh, you did good, stranger. You was mighty kind. Mighty kind, I tell you.
Blurp.
Ah, that hit the spot.
And here's your cookie.
You ain't tampered with this here fine piece of pastry now, has you?
Oh, God forbid, no.
Down the hatch.
Don't eat that.
Good. Thanks, stranger. What you standing there all expectantly like that for?
Oh, nothing.
What? You expect me to keel over or something? Boy, I got a stomach line with steel myself.
What? Just knocked him out? Who the fuck is this dude?
What the heck?
I don't know what you put in that cookie, but it wasn't working.
I've no idea either. My roommate... Wait a minute! Care to explain what's going on here?
Not until you explain what your business with Mr. Ormstein is.
Wow, this guy seems intense. Alright. Morpheus Gandalf.
I'm returning
Nice
his
bluff.
cat. It got lost around the docks. I found it, so here I am.
That is a very special cat indeed, but it's not Mr. Ormstein's. You are trying to deceive me.
Me? What?
Well, there are two possible situations. Either your heart is full of darkness and deceit, in which case I suggest you turn around and run. Or your intentions are pure and your heart innocent, in which case we can talk.
My heart is not the issue here. It's my brain. I feel like I'm going crazy. Look, I've
Tell
been
the
sent
truth.
here by the voodoo gentleman. I understand Mr. Olmstein might play an important role in this occult situation I stumbled into.
Role? No, he plays no role. But what is yours? What part was assigned to you?
Part? I'm just a librarian, sir, and this detective guy came looking for the Necronomicon.
Kitteh.
Exactly. And then they kidnapped him.
Kidnapped? Who kidnapped him?
Search me. Anyway, I've been walking around with this Necronomicon thing on me.
You have it? The real one?
It's gotta be real. Made my cat start talking.
Sup?
Hello. Yes, that explains that.
Well, that's us. What's Olmstein to you?
You speak his name so lightly, let's just say I watch him from a distance. Try and look out for danger, pointless as though that might be.
Pointless? Why?
I just might be a fly buzzing around a lion. Never mind. I don't normally get close to him, but if you do have the real Necronomicon...
Here it is.
An exception will be made. We'll walk up to his room, and we'll see from there.
I noticed that too, Nox. Bob Olmstein is no joke, apparently. This guy seems pretty serious.
What else was I expecting? He's gone. Again. It might mean they're coming. We must stay vigilant.
They? Who's they?
Oh, too many possibilities in that regard.
Oh my god, all this for nothing. It just keeps getting worse. You might as well at least tell me your name. Mine is Buzz Kerwin, and this is Kitteh.
You may call me Barnabas. I am a protector of the other, a seeker of truth, and a hunter of evils.
Must look nice on your business card. Okay, first of all, how do you know Dawn?
I was the one who hired him to find the Holy Tome. It should never fall into the hands of madmen.
Is he an occult detective?
Why hire Dawn? Is he an occult detective?
No, but he is a damn good seeker. Well, maybe was.
Oh man, don't say that. I'm sure he'll find a way to pull through.
Bob Olmstein. Now you had to take us back to the fucking sermons of Vivek. I was just getting over my traumatic stress.
Madmen? What madmen?
The parish of the Starry Knowledge, the esoteric order of Dagon, or the Butcher.
Starry Parish.
Starry Parish?
Foul worshippers of a thing called the Haunter, and the shining trapezohedron it dwells in.
Geometry.
Which is now a fucking hammer. Man. They probably have to eat their food very quickly because it must all be perishable. Esoteric Order?
I've heard of the Esoteric Order. What's up with them?
Have you now? So you also know of what they're raising here in Fishmouth?
The Half-Goofa?
The Half-Goofa?
The Half-Goofa. Those idiots. Those complete and utter morons. They have no idea what that can bring about.
Well, neither do I, but are you gonna do something about the Half-Goofa?
They've cut off access to Kraken Bay completely. But I'll think of something. I must.
So what about this butcher you speak of?
The Butcher? Tell me about the Butcher.
This is not the place nor the time for that. But what I will say is this. He must not have the Necronomicon. You must keep it away from him, at all cost.
Sounds like someone I'd stay away from regardless.
Do not underestimate his reach, and watch your step here in Fishmouth. Him and the Esoteric Order are likely in cahoots, and they're everywhere.
Okay, so what does he want with the Necronomicon?
To bring this world to its knees.
Okay, that makes sense, sure. Anyway...
Cahoots. Well, if a bunch of my enemies are in cahoots, I'll have to keep an eye out for them.
About Olmstein.
knock Finman out earlier.
If you're protecting Olmstein, how come you didn't knock Finman out earlier? That guy was definitely up to some gruesome stuff. Maybe Olmstein would have still been around.
I was about to take him out. I had reserved all the remaining rooms just to make sure no one would intervene. Then you came along, and I had to be cautious. Maybe I still should be. You do walk around with spiked pastry on your person.
Not spiked enough. But I'm kinda glad to be rid of it. Anyway.
What's the other?
What did you mean by the other? Olmstein? What makes him other? Who is he anyway?
Though you carry the book, you must understand my reluctance toward telling you these things. Still, see here. Though he walks among us, he is not like us.
Oh, geez, with the cryptic talk again. Can you describe Olmstein for me?
Ha! That would be futile. He might appear different to you than he does to me. Or you might see him clearly and not be able to remember it an hour later. His nature is hard to grasp for all of us.
But the voodoo gentleman described him as just, some friend of his. Was he trying to deceive me, or?
There's no time to go into this, but that should not surprise you. Olmstein appears in different ways to different people. It is his nature.
Wonderful. Changing subject.
Olmstein is God. Or Cthulhu.
So, he does this a lot? Disappear at the worst possible moment?
It is in his ever-changing nature, yes. But there is always a little breadcrumb left behind.
Might as well look for it, right?
Yes, I will trust you to do that. I'll keep an eye on the stairs in the meantime. Get to it.
It's what I do.
He's always very sloppy with his bread.
It's the dreaded Necronomicon. Yeah, 'cause that went well the last time around. It made quite an impression on him. Well, understandable.
Why can't I just give the Necronomicon to Barnabas, since Barnabas was the guy that's trying to get it by hiring Dawn? Of course, I guess I still need to use it to fix the cat, allegedly. It doesn't seem that compelling.
That's Barnabas, if he's to be believed. Impressive looking fella. No, I should speak to him. Gotta look around first.
Ask him to cast Dispel Magic.
Still mad about being humanized?
Very much so.
Okay, just checking. What are your thoughts on all of this, Kitty?
Let's not waste time with chit-chat, man. Squeeze all the info you can out of this Barnabas character.
Right. On it.
You know, it's a good thing Barnabas isn't a woman. Because then, if he had a kid, everybody would always say, you were born in a Barnabas. I know. I just don't.
That big window overlooks the smelly intersection outside. Looks like the only way out, so I guess Olmstein jumped. But we didn't see or hear anything. It's closed from the outside, which makes it even stranger. This just keeps getting more and more complicated.
Indeed.
Already seen the view. It stinks.
I don't have a reason to leave this room in such a radical way.
Harbor painting.
Hey, look at that. It's a pretty neat painting of the harbor. Accurate, too. Although I don't see old Zadok pictured, so maybe not that accurate.
I wonder if he harbors resentments about that.
You can almost smell the decayed fish through the canvas.
Harboring a fugitive.
Kitty couldn't care less. Definitely not souvenir material.
Feathers.
Crow's feathers strewn all over the place. Is this guy some kind of bird enthusiast?
Come on, get with
The
the
word
fucking...
you're looking for is ornithophile.
I thought you couldn't read.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Let's check out the big words on Kitty. Yeah, of course. I was just thinking maybe Ormstein flew away. Now there's crow feathers lying around, clearly turned into a bird. We got ourselves some kind of druid / were-raven. Quick, check to see if the window is unbolted and get 32 feet of rope. It's the Birdman.
This has got to be some kind of symbol, right? One whose significance eludes me, that's for sure.
Birdman.
Crows is...
The word...
I thought...
Oh,
She doesn't care for birds. They're interesting, but not pick up and carry around interesting.
Piece of paper.
A conspicuous piece of paper lying on Olmstein's bed.
Very conspicuous.
I really hope it's of some significance. It's okay, I can handle it.
Doo-doo-doo-doo. Bizarre breadcrumbs achievement. Oh no. What is this? Is this gonna be some sort of puzzle? Some sort of conundrum? Kind of like when they didn't know what to do about the Mongols? Okay. What do you think about this?
It's not her I need to give this to.
Alright, well, let's just relax. We got ourselves a domestic area.
Just a mug and a pitcher of coffee. Nothing to shine any kind of light on this Olmstein character.
Now there's mugs and coffee everywhere.
It is just a hotel room, so it's not really telling me anything.
I needed to hotel me something.
Except the fact that Olmstein drinks coffee.
Or does he?
yes, I can confirm. It's domestic junk.
I need nothing from there.
Portrait. Creepy ass portrait.
A particularly unattractive representative of the fishmoth population. I'd place him anywhere between fearsomely fishy and repulsively reptilian.
Fearsomely fishy.
Just, this town, man. Kitty couldn't care less. Definitely not souvenir material.
Fearsomely fishy. Suitcase.
Completely empty. Either Olmstein travels light or he's just wearing everything right now.
Or he doesn't need clothes because he's a bird man.
Or it's just a ruse and he has no need for things like
That's what
clothes.
I'm saying.
You're going off the deep end, buddy.
Right. Snapping out of it. She doesn't need it. Now I'm traveling light myself.
Or the contents are invisible. Like the cows.
No, I should speak to him. I found this drawing. Can you make any sense of it?
Olmstein's sign. Why would he leave it here again?
What is it? What does it mean?
I've seen it before, yes. I know not what it means, but it must have been left here for you.
Me? But how could he know I was coming? And why me again? Why me?
It is the role you play in this, and questioning it is a waste of time.
What role? I didn't know this was a role-playing game. Pow.
Roll? What roll? Finding the book was an accident. It was just bad luck.
That is how the tome works. The roles are defined, but the book is pure chaos.
The King in Yellow.
Help me understand more about Olmstein. I need to find him. I need to change my cat back.
That is your stake in all of this?
Hey, that has a name, buddy. Sort of.
Sort of.
Why is his name Bob Olmstein? I mean, you call him Mother and all that, but his name is so common.
There must be a reason for that. But does it really matter? Not to me.
What was Olmstein up to here in Fishmouth?
Perhaps checking on some seeds he had planted.
Oh man, I just know you're speaking figuratively and it's just that cryptic stuff again that drives me mad. No offense, but why can't you just talk like normal people?
I'm not normal people.
Of course you're not.
Also, it was literally seeds. He's a gardener. Is that James Earl Jones? You probably answered this already. I don't know. I don't think it's James Earl Jones, but it does sound a lot like him. Swapping your computer over to a new case. Cool.
How did you come to know of Bob Olmstein?
That is a story for another time.
What's Olmstein's game? Is it good? Is he evil?
These are questions that I cannot outright answer with a yes or no. All I have is my belief and some suppositions, and the former is much more powerful than the latter. If they do exist, maybe the answers are not meant for the likes of us. What we must do is play our roles.
What belief?
I believe I must try and stay by his side, and right now I am failing at that.
But is there anything helpful you can tell me about Olmstein?
I can tell you some things, I guess. He might seem ever-changing, yes, but balance and rules, these too are in his nature. Self-imposed balance and rules.
I'm sure you can be more specific than that. What rules?
Do you ever watch the moon, Buzz Koan?
Buzz what? What did he call me?
Yeah, occasionally.
There is something about it, its phases. They seem to correlate to important events and to how he affects this world. But in which way exactly? You'll need to find out on your own.
And here I thought nothing phases him. But apparently, the moon does. Apparently, he's not immune to its influence. Basically, I got all the hardware in it. Just gotta swap the MB and processor later tonight. But that requires a shutdown. Done for now. Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Is the new case cool? What kind of case is it?
The Necronomicon.
Silly little project. Why?
You seem to know more about it than I do. What is it?
Many things. We might call it holy, and we might be mistaken. Holy as in not of this world.
Debatable, but do go on.
It changes things.
Sherlock Holmes over here.
It chooses roles. It alters the very nature of things. But it does it when it wants, or when the stars are right. And if it makes its way into the wrong hands, it ends existence itself.
Well, that's encouraging. But mine are not the wrong hands, right? Right?
They're not the most competent. That much is clear.
Thanks, Kitteh.
No, they are not. I think.
I think. It's a completely unnecessary computer, but I treated myself after being pretty frugal this year. Let me take a look at this. Don't care, Google Chrome. Oh. That's nice. Much more expensive than my case. My case is, I think it's this one here. This one. The Cooler Master H500 is mine. Pretty straightforward. The graphics cards you got to go in it. $2080 Ti. Holy shit. Overclocked. What the fuck? $1,200 graphic card? Jesus. That's quite a graphics card. God damn. Just went for it. Hey, you know, for the children, right? Did it for little Billy. For little Billy. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. Why does it keep changing, mysterious man?
Why does it keep changing?
The Necronomicon is chaos in written, volatile form.
I don't know that I really need anything at this point. Now that I just bought... What do its pages hold?
What do its pages hold? What language is it written in, and what does it all mean?
I've never read it, nor do I want to. All I have to go on are rumors and whispers, but both hold more and more power in this world. As for the meaning of the words, some of them are most probably incantations, or instructions of some kind.
Instructions?
Yes, and stories.
Stories? What stories?
It does not matter now. You must focus on your next move.
Barnabas, he's not telling me everything.
Would it be safer in your hands? You do seem to know a lot more about it.
No! No. Maybe I fear it more than you do. But that is not why I refuse it. It is not for me to bear it.
Yeah, I guess I needed to turn Kitteh back.
Yes, you need to do that.
What do you mean, This guy's like all Gandalf. No, I can't take the ring. It must be you, Frodo. I just realized I'm Frodo. Am I gonna have to throw the Necronomicon into Mount Doom? Buzz Frodo. Mount Kraken.
You said the book is pure chaos, but Olmstein is about rules and balance? How does that work?
You make a good point. For a while now, I've been suspecting there must exist a counterpoint to the chaotic tome. If there is such a thing, it should be sought out before it's too late.
Great, but I have no leads, no nothing. Can you help out in any way?
I am considering it. Let me think about it.
What was that?
I think they're coming. The stairs. Damn it! Quick, out the window.
Are you serious? It's really up high.
Have faith. You can make it. I'll hold them back.
But I don't know what to do or where to go or...
There's no time. Go! Go!
Wow.
Find peace. Find peace.
Peace be with you! He's using thaumaturgy right now.
Hey there, Buzz. Fancy running into you.
What the fuck, Don?
Mr. Kitteh!
Please, call me Don. Welcoming town, Fishman. Ain't it?
Yeah, lovely. Boy, am I glad to see you. You okay, Don?
Well, I have no shoes and I don't know how to running, but aside from that, I'm all right. You headed my way. Got a thing or two to catch up on.
Let's talk about it in Darkham. Taxi!
Nice. We've reunited with Don. I wonder if he still has the stone.
All right, we should be safe in here. I hope. Better keep the lights down.
You don't happen to have any cat food lying around, do you?
Huh. I keep forgetting it can speak.
It? Rude.
Look, I let you two rest all the drive here from Fishmouth, but now it's time for us to buck up, get our coconuts situated, and work out where we're at.
Right. So, what happened to you?
I cracked lid in the underbunk of some lunatic cult. These guys were also after the Necronomicon, but apparently you gave them the slip. Not the sharpest crayons in the box.
The Starry Knowledge Cult.
Yeah, how'd you know? Anyway, they kneel and keel to some kind of rock what came from the stars. Supposed to croak ya or give you some kind of vision beyond time if you lay your mitts on it.
So, did you?
Now I glow in the dark. The Haunter's Mark, they call it.
Oh, he's got
Ain't
the
something
mark.
I'd believe if I read it in the pulps, but now it's on me, I can't deny it. Things have definitely gone 15 shades of bizarro. And there's a talking cat.
Again, I'm right here. Rude.
Whoa. Did you try using your power?
I didn't get the chance. I snuck out and crept around those smelly streets until I saw you legging it. That's about it. What you got?
Well, I read from the book and now Kitty talks. Well, there's that. Then I visited a voodoo dude who told me to look for this Bob Olmstein guy in Fishmouth. Long story short, Olmstein had already left, but I did meet your employer. Fella by the name of Barnabas. Pretty big guy, white dreadlocks and beard, maybe in his 50s.
Huh. I'll have to look him up in my files.
Yeah, well, Barnabas is convinced Olmstein is of almost, divine nature. And there's also another cult called the Esoteric Order of Dagon, and they're about to have their creepy festival in Fishmouth soon. Oh, and there's a guy called the Butcher. Oh, just saying it all out loud makes my head spin.
I know about those esoteric weirdos. Not the first time they completely shut off Fishmouth to do God knows what. Butcher. Those starry kooks mentioned them.
All Barnabas told me was to keep the Necronomicon away from the Butcher at all cost. And you know what's weird? Barnabas hired you to find the book, but he wouldn't take it when I offered it.
Strange. Well, he did pay up front, so he's all right as far as I'm concerned. So, what do we do now?
You, wanna help?
Kid, strange and mysterious are why I work this beat. Now that I've lost my shoes and my hand is all magic-like, this
Still no
old bloodhound
shoes.
ain't going back to the kennel until he's got some answers.
Boy, am I glad to hear that. Alright, well, there's two things. One, apparently there must be some item that counterbalances the Necronomicon's chaos, so we should probably look for that. And two, Barnabas told me to find peace. I kinda wanna research that online. You do have internet, right?
Yeah, there should be some in that laptop thing.
Oh, brother.
Okay,
You look into
Boomer.
that. I want to see what this Haunter's Mark is all about.
There should be some internet in that laptop thing. The fuck? You just got Wolson, only a few weeks to launch. Oh, is it really only a few weeks To the actual launch of Wolcen? Yeah, I'm excited about Wolcen myself. I wonder if they'll really be ready. What the fuck is he doing with his fingers right now? Yeah, it's pretty cool from the little bit of it that I've seen. Oh, now I've got access to Don's diary. Oh, I get maybe I'm playing Don again.
Ran into Buzz running down the street as soon as I tore that Starry Knowledge Temple wall down. Turns out we were in Fishmouth. That explains the stench. Made it to the office in one piece. Well, 3 pieces. Myself, Buzz, and his talking cat. Yeah, the cat talks. And it's not the only supernatural development since the hand I grabbed the shining trapezohedron with glows and is all magic-like. Turns out I might be able to read the past. Wonder what else this case has in store for me.
I am playing Don. Okay. Buzz is at the computer. Need some fucking shoes, though. Oh, I can use magic hand on things.
That there's Kitteh. For a talking animal, she is pretty uncommunicative. She doesn't like me. Can't say the feeling's mutual. She is mean and tight-lipped. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that as well.
Hey, Kitteh.
Is it important?
No.
Let me know when it is.
Okay, Kitteh.
Roasted.
I don't think the Hunter's Mark works on her.
Just got an achievement cast in the past.
I don't think... That there...
The Hunter's Mark.
It's Buzz. I guess we're sort of partners now. Never really needed a partner, but I can use the company. He's nothing like me. Maybe it's for the best. The Haunter's Mark doesn't work on him. I think I'd rather try the Haunter's Mark out first.
Let's mark some haunts.
A big, bad, weird world awaits out there. No one seems to be peeking in. Good.
Yeah, I might have to give Wolcen a few weeks or an extra month or two to make sure they really get all the final patching they need with, you know, whatever issues crop up when they officially release it.
Is this the place, Joey?
Sure is.
How are we gonna get this desk up the stairs? Couldn't you got a lighter one?
Shut up and do your job, Vince.
Whoa, you sounded eerie. And you were talking in a couple of different voices.
Never been much of a thespian, so I guess the Haunter's Mark does work.
I think you were channeling the movers. How long ago was that?
I don't know. Years. I had a feeling I shouldn't tip the short, annoying one.
Well, you can now legit read the past.
Future would have probably been more helpful, but I'm not complaining. Alright, give me a minute to look up this Barnabas fella.
Nice. The Movers. Yeah, I've owned it for a while, Splode. But I haven't actually, you know, messed around with it for a long time.
Is this the place, Joey?
Sure.
How would...
Shut.
A big bad... Nah, not yet. Still got things to do here.
Plant.
That's Cornelia. I should give her a sprinkle.
Cornelia?
She's a good office companion. Doesn't judge, only requires water.
Just how I like them. I don't know what that means.
I care about her.
Wait a minute, does this guy have a questionable relationship with his plant?
She's just a plant, damn it.
Mm-hmm. That's what we all say.
But I care about her.
Did you hear that, Joey? This guy's talking to his plant. He named it and everything.
Man's probably lonely, Vince. Leave it at that.
Maybe I'm a little lonely. Oh well.
Wow.
She is fine where she's at.
Venetian blinds.
The #1 cause of horizontally intermittent tan. Occupational hazard.
I gotta be honest with you guys. All my life, I've had Venetian blinds in various places. Always thought of them as being very Venetian. Went to Venice a few years back. Did not see a single fucking Venetian blind there anywhere. Just saying.
Well, you know, clients sort of expect them.
Hey, Joey, check it out. Venetian blinds. Guy thinks he's Sam Spade or something.
Let's just get that desk up here, Vince.
Fucking Vince thinks he's a real joker.
Hey,
let's...
Nah, I'd rather not open them more. It's best we don't alert anyone to our presence.
Horizontally intermittent tan. Indeed. I got some diplomas.
Hey, kid.
Is it in? Let me know.
I don't think the hunters...
Hunter's mark.
Those belong to the guy what rented here before me. Never cared enough to take him down. Psychic Evaluator, Diploma of Excellence. Hey, they're conversation pieces.
Oh, Splode! Gift sub to Nox. Thanks, Splode. Welcome to the big voting block, Nox. Now you have the power. Yay. Gift sub for Nox. It's good.
can you believe this guy, Joey, didn't even bother taking those old diplomas down?
That says something about a man, Vince. Don't ask me what, though.
Those belong to the guy what rented here. Psychic Evaluator, Diploma of Excellence. Hey.
Psychic Evaluator.
I don't have a use for them. No one does.
So much devotional power.
It's a buzz. Never really... I want to look up Barnabas first.
Barnabas.
That's my laptop. I barely ever use the thing.
Obviously.
It's being put to good use.
You think this guy goes incognito? You think his browsing history is open up? You want to look at it? Want to take a peek?
The way that guy looks and dresses, I doubt he even knows how to turn the stupid thing on.
I'm a hands-on guy myself. Everyone with a search engine in their pocket is a detective nowadays.
That's why there's so much internet in it. He barely uses it. Yeah, he hasn't used up the internet.
Just my desk. Nothing special.
Or is it?
It's functional. Does its job.
Ugh, man, this thing must weigh a ton. This guy better tip well.
Wouldn't count on it, Vince. He ain't for money, I can tell you that.
Safe, eh?
That's my safe. Right now it's guarding a whole lot of nothing. It'll come in handy. Someday.
Ugh! Drag this all the way up here and I bet it's empty, Joey. I bet it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Vince.
Man, those were some judgmental movers. Nothing in there. That's my file cabinet. Call me old-fashioned. Go ahead.
You're old-fashioned.
My life's work, mostly consisting of hoodlums, thugs, and weirdos.
Hoodlums, thugs, and weirdos. That's my people.
Who even still uses file cabinets, Joey? Just don't drop it on my toes again, Vince.
Fucking Vince. That guy sounds like a problem. That guy sounds like the boon of moving men. Hashtag like boon. Adjudicating movers.
Let's see here.
Oh! Oh, look at this! Shit just got Rizneal. It's not even a word. Doesn't matter. That's what it got. It didn't.
Let's see here.
Alright, Barnabas should be under A through D, so that's the last one we're gonna go on. Let's check out Uzi. Let's see, submachine, what's in here? That doesn't make any sense. Vicky Legon. Oh, these are like full-on files. We're not messing around. Vicky Legon, age unknown, smuggler and purveyor of occult paraphernalia. Known crimes, smuggling, petty art theft, aggravated art theft. What does that even mean? Tomb raiding. It's pretty serious. Too many illegal trade organizations to mention. Unknown relatives. Vicky Legon is a hardened criminal that specializes in the location, theft, and smuggling of rare occult artifacts on a worldwide scale. From accursed crystal skulls to possibly radioactive ritualistic Southern Pacific jewelry. Ms. Legon has had an extremely successful track record of accruing profits and dodging the police, right up to the point where she supposedly entered a certain cavern in the Carpathians near Brasov, Romania, and all flow of information regarding her suddenly ceased. Persistent rumors about the evil presence guarding a Roman amulet of unquantifiable value were not enough to deter Ms. Legon from entering and, apparently, never exiting the cavern. Talk of an expedition to try and rescue her has been noted online for quite some time, but the treacherous terrain and heavy precipitations in the area that have apparently not ceased for weeks on end have hindered the efforts of her retrieval. However, closest associates are convinced that no evil presence, no matter how powerful, is a match for Ms. Legon's survival skills and persistence. And she might, at this very moment, be engaged in an unseen battle with supernatural entities that, according to said associates, ain't got no chance against Vicky, you'll see. Current status, rumored to be fighting supernatural beings for survival deep in the Transylvanian... whatever. She looks a little jovial and sort of office worker to be some sort of Van Helsing Lara Croft. Art theft. Yeah. Checking out the art theft that aggravated the creator. What do I got in Cutie? What? Oh, these have to be Kickstarter backers. They have to be. Oh my god, there's so fucking many of them. Okay, these are Kickstarter backers. There's no other possible explanation for this. Is every one of them gonna have a long-ass file like this? Because we could be here for a while, you guys. Good lord. Big D. So many Kickstarter backers. Ty Taylor. They might have based these arts off the actual pictures of the people. 29. Physics professor, currently deranged. Affronts to the laws of physics and the universe. Pretty good. Ty Taylor is a young and brilliant professor that has gone off the deep end once he decided to create a video game that defies the laws of physics and existence. Dubbed The Bridge, said game is akin to a fever dream that draws its tendrils from Escher's sick imagination and sports an obstinate contempt for how the universe works. The player must make their way through inconceivably non-Euclidean architecture and impossible situations, all the while rightfully questioning their sanity. There are numerous reports of The Bridge being so successful at ripping apart our notions of physics that it drove players literally insane, to the point that Taylor was chased out of his laboratory by an angry mob waving torches, pitchforks, and various domestic utensils at his person. Mob coming at you with spatulas and shit. No one has seen Taylor since, but a letter discovered in his now abandoned laboratory led investigators to believe that The Bridge was not his final effort to bring reality as we know it to its knees. Ty Taylor's apprehension is considered very high priority. Treated as such. Known affiliations, several inner circles of deranged video game designers. Known relatives unknown. Current status at large. Probably working on another unnatural video game. Wow. Oh, I see. I can just go through them like this. Tomcat. Has cats. Unknown amount of 9 lives depleted. What? Kitten snatcher. Known crimes, snatching of kittens, stealing of tuna, and also avocados for some reason. At least 7 street cats. The biggest bunch of kittens you'll ever see, plus a dog that thinks it's a cat. Tomcat is the only known moniker of a notorious kitten snatcher currently active in and around the Darkham area. Very little is known about her true identity, but suppositions exist pertaining to her motivation. She just loves kittens and can't help herself. Pretty obvious if you think about it, really. Animal care advocates need not worry, though. All evidence points to the victims of kitty-napping being whisked off to a remote lair that could be, for all intents and purposes, described as cat heaven. Treats everywhere, massive wall-to-wall scratch posts, and literal pools full of catnip. Darkham residents are advised to keep a watchful eye on their kittens, but also should be consoled by the fact that if Tomcat does manage to snatch them, the cute little furballs are probably better off. Just get another kitten, okay? Current status unknown. Tomcat. Thomas Bleecker-Wood. This guy looks a little bit dodgy. His age is eldritch. Of course it is. Sorcerer, priest of Nyarlathotep, aka the Crawling Chaos. Known crimes: illicit geometry, feeding tentacled bat-winged monsters without a license, perverse poetry, practicing putrid philosophies, unsanctified temple construction, and file-sharing Metallica songs. Metallica sued Napster way back in the day. Good old Metallica. Church of Celestial Providence, Church of the Starry Knowledge, Cult of the Bloody Tongue, Union of Concerned Sorcerers. No known relatives. Born into a Midwestern family that worshipped as a splinter sect of the esoteric order of Dagon, young Bleecker was eventually driven to madness, see the truth of the worshipping the being called the Haunter. Updates regarding Mr. Wood have completely ceased since the Church of Starry Knowledge has relocated. There is no actual official information, but it is suspected the entire cult has moved to Fishmouth. Rumors seem to point to a falling out between the church and the esoteric Order of Dagon, but further efforts to look into Mr. Wood's situation have been hindered by the prospect of coming in between the two warring factions, and the fact that, come on, it's Fishmouth. Nobody in their right mind goes there. Current status unknown, presumed to be fighting a cult war in Fishmouth. Then there's Sterling Wild Pigeon Treadwell. Looks like a streamer. He's 40. Owner of Pigeon Soft LLC. Driving without pants. Been there. Insane without a license. No affiliations. The Leviathan Pizza Club. One tier about right. Sulami, Quick Fingers Young, Thule Myers. I don't think those are real people. Shows how old I am. Doesn't feel that long ago to me. It feels like a pretty long ass time ago to me. The whole... You're talking about the Napster thing with Metallica? That does feel like it was ages ago. That shit was legitimately 20 years ago. Sterling had no marks on his record until 5 years ago when he created the world's first pigeon passion simulator. After making his first million, he began creating additional simulators, which led to risque tabletop games, including Fork That, Medieval Thigh Slapper, and I Bet You Won't Eat This 3.0. Taking the world by storm, he has linked to the game publisher Cattle Prod Inc. And thus began the underground world of dark back alley gambling and the ever lucrative flip, tip, and squish we saw happening on tall buildings. After a class action lawsuit, along with several pending criminal charges, Sterling turned on his colleagues, going from wild pigeon to stool pigeon, and led to one of the largest illegal gambling busts of all time, the great Pittsburgh Pillow Play. Current status unknown. After the trial that put away Per the Hillbilly Divan Oyvind, leader of the West Philly Viking Mafia, he was placed into a federal witness protection program for several months before falling off the map. Sightings of him have been reported in Germany, Taiwan, and East Hackensack, New Jersey. Possible affiliation with new game company Nightfire Networks. Oh, wild pigeon. Stephen Teague, undisclosed ventriloquist researcher and enthusiast. Forbidden investigations into occult ventriloquism. Not affiliations or ventriloquists in general, and undisclosed relatives. For a while, Mr. Teague had reportedly been hard at work writing a book about the history and practice of ventriloquism. During his research, he found odd mentions of an early 20th century ventriloquist named Joe Verne, and his ventriloquist dummy, Nobody. The puppet consisted of just an articulated wooden head on a stick. It seemed Mr. Verne and his dummy had performed in numerous locations just before the outbreak of terrible events. A vaudeville hall in England that was destroyed during the Blitz the next day. A circus sideshow in Kingsport, Tennessee, where an elephant ran amok the following night on board a luxury cruise that sank on its subsequent voyage. Although Verne was long dead by that point, Mr. Teague was determined to track down the location of Nobody, wherever it might be. His pursuit led him to a remote museum in Kentucky, where Nobody was kept in storage inside an old weathered trunk. He set off to visit this museum, but reportedly never arrived, and was never seen again. Oddly enough, Nobody went missing from the museum's collection around that same time. There is, however, another similar ventriloquist figure in the museum, consisting of only a wooden head on a stick. And the curators insist that any resemblance the dummy holds to the missing Mr. Teague is purely coincidental. He got dummied. Unknown and best not to speculate on. Wasn't there a movie with a plot sort of like this involving ventriloquist dummy that was a murderer or some shit? Elephantics. Nice. Stephen Hayden, Miskatonic University. Nice hat. 52. Crazy cat person. Hoarding cats. Cats of Ulthar. Claims one of his cats is actually his nephew. Alright, what's up with all these cat people? Stephen Hayden is a notorious Darkham area cat hoarder. Known for his devotion to helping the furry carnivores, even if they don't want it. Having come into the attention of local law enforcement for possession of suspiciously sizable quantities of catnip, Mr. Hayden has since been only reportedly moving in the shadows, employing, obviously, cat-like stealth and cunning. A catnip pusher, yeah. Even though hoarding cats in and of itself might not necessarily come across as a particularly severe menace to society, there are some who suspect that it's all a ploy to amass such an overwhelming amount of well-fed and loyal felines, well, as loyal as cats can be, that it could come to be considered a threat. Authorities are rumored to have started cautiously accumulating catnip and laser pointers for distraction purposes in response to Mr. Hayden's actions, but at this time this is nothing more than speculation. Current status, strongly smelling of cats, shunned by people and dogs. Dr. Sapelsa and Miss Lily. More fucking cat people. God damn it, Kickstarter backers and all your cats. 37. Miss Lily prefers not to say. Occupation is world domination. Known crimes, all world domination related. Known affiliations, each other. Known relatives, unknown. Dr. Sapelsa and Miss Lily form a notorious criminal duo that's successfully maintaining a tradition of attempting to overthrow governments, sowing the seed of panic and terror, and robbing entire retail chains of kitty treats, all while escaping the authorities. Not much is known about this criminal pair other than the fact that, after witnessing the conquering of the internet by cats, they've decided the next logical step is to use Lily's cathood to move on to the real world and conquer it, too. A short apocryphal manifesto, allegedly published online by the criminal masterminds, suggests that it would be in the planet's best interest to just give up nicely and without a fight, so no one gets hurt. As long as a steady supply of kitty treats is ensured, I will be a merciful God to you, reads the end of said manifesto. This part apparently has the authorities even more worried, one high-ranking official having been heard to exclaim, "Damn it, it can type now, too!" Current status, attempting to take over the world. What else? Must have been advertised with Kitteh and lots of the backers jumped in with that. I guess so, yeah. And we got Serena Nelson, unknown age, Noodle Baroness. Messing with forces beyond our control and understanding, unethical treatment of noodles. We've all been there. Known affiliations are the noodle industry. And relatives unknown. A baroness coming from a long line of nudebility. Noodles. Absolutely obsessed with the production, consumption, and appreciation of noodles. Serena rose to power in the insane tangle of this particular industry without much concern for anything but furthering her own causes. As the noodle industry continued to flower, Serena's financial situation, basically rolling around in dough, permitted her to acquire and study stranger and rarer books that dealt with the occult. Upon thus coming across the dreaded Omnomnomicon, the Omnomnomicon, who has time to read that? A tome of unspeakable noodle knowledge. She became corrupted by the evil contained therein. One fateful night, her incursions into the occult caused her to summon the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Enthralled by it, Serena became its self-acclaimed High Priestess. Using her immense resources, she became not just a powerhouse, but the reigning Noodle Baroness in the region. Unfortunately, one of these late-night summoning sessions went wrong, and a batch of eldritch noodles that had recently gained sentience wrapped around her neck and choked the life out of her. It happens. She was interred on her family's estate to a huge attendance, which, when her love for ribbon-shaped delights was mentioned by the minister, was heard to exclaim in unison, "Ramen to that!" Her headstone simply reads, "Here lies Serena Nelson, gone before she was past her prime." Wow. Current status: strangled to death by her own eldritch noodle conjurations. Before she was pasta her prime. Achievement unlocked, just in case file. Now we've got Dr. S. Spooner. We got ourselves a spoony one here. 33. Mathematical menace. Known crimes: aiding and abetting alien angles, purloining parallelepipeds, deadly use of weaponized equations. Known affiliations: Aria, unhinged artist. Known relatives: 2 cats, Euler and Ada, more fucking cats. So spoony. Parallelepipeds. Once a genius mathematician, Dr. S. Spooner cracked after a long stint of not accessing any grants. On account of the eeriness of it. The eeriness of his interests, he turned to crime to fund his mad research projects. He is now embarked upon a crazy odyssey of crime and calculus, his calling card having become the insanity-inducing equations he leaves at the scenes of his crimes. His last known heist was the theft of 3 forbidden mathematical tomes from the Miskatonic Library, along with his lunatic lover, Aria. Librarian Buzz Kerwin has been absolved of any guilt in the matter, having confessed that he didn't hear anything, dude. Dr. Spooner is a mathematical menace best not approached directly. Current status: missing in Massachusetts. He wants to make sure that, you know, the wildlife and flora and fauna in that state are not destroyed, because he believes in the law of conservation of Massachusetts. Classified? The actual fuck? Classified? Look at this joker. Ricardo. Classified. Revek. Classified. Well, there you have one drawer full of these fuckers. There's a lot of drawers left. A lot of drawers left, you guys. Packs. What? Says Knox. Especially this drawer. Alright, let's just roll on. Paul Deleuze. Classified. Octavian Romulus Fennes. Uh-huh. Looks like a rascal. Age 24. Architect of despicable dungeons of death and trickery. Aristocrat. Death cultist. Devil worshipper. Rabble-rouser. Trickster. Doomsayer. Master of illusion. Known crimes? Jaywalking. Possession of forbidden literature. Arson of puppy farm. What the fuck? Pillaging. Robbery of candy store. It's almost like my lollipop bandit thing. Intimidation of old ladies. Destruction of sandcastles. Torture. Mind control. Theft of Christmas presents. Public misconduct. Taking candy from a baby. This guy's got a thing about candy. Destruction of property. Destruction of religious iconography. Disturbing the peace. What a rascal. Known affiliations. Himself. The Slaves of Doom. Disciples of Shub-Niggurath. The Shadow Horde. The Illuminati. The Freemasons. The Church of Satanology. Shitology? I don't know. Jamestown. Known relatives. Numerous ghosts of his deranged family. A cat named Hera. Hissy. A cohort of demons. Scientology? Oh. Yeah, Scientology makes the most sense there. Hera Hissy. What a heretic. Octavian Romulus Fennes comes from an aristocratic line of respected but fairly odd and eccentric architects and stonemasons dating back to the 13th century. Almost all members from this line suffered from strange mental illnesses, sudden and inexplicable deaths, saw peculiar personality tics, speech impediments, and were known to have a penchant for death, violence, torture, witchcraft, and devil worship. Sound like some assholes. What the fuck? How long is this? His family was responsible for designing and constructing many cathedrals, castles, mansions, and libraries all over the world, many of which have dark secrets hidden behind inconspicuous paintings, bookcases, and illusions that lead to vast underground complexes containing forbidden knowledge and things that should not be. Over the time, the victims have unsettling visions of these unholy temples, and when the time is ripe, they are shown how to access them for the purpose of forming perfect training grounds for new sects and cults. One of their first and most infamous creations was Bran Castle, otherwise known as Dracula's Castle, their involvement in its construction being suspected to be one of the key reasons for Vlad the Impaler's insane bloodlust and eventual vampirism. We created Dracula, yo. During the last 200 years, the family experienced a steady decline due to persecution and growing madness, and it eventually faded into obscurity. But not all have forgotten its dark legacy, nor have all of its members perished. As the last surviving member of his family, Octavian is devoted not only to restoring his family's legacy, but also to punishing the descendants of its persecutors and forming new cults. From an early age, he has shown impressive skill in architecture and stonemasonry, even for a member of his family. He doesn't look very stonemason-y to me. Alias Klaus Kinski. Oh man. Nosferatu. One day, while contemplating how to avenge his family, he stumbled upon a strange stone that allowed him to dominate the minds of other people, making them think and feel as if they were somewhere else. Using his skills and the stone, he constructed in the minds of his victims vast dungeons, inspired by the works of Piranesi and first-person shooters from a certain Texan developer. They're usually full of devious traps, dead ends, secret passages, bloodthirsty demons, and are peppered with just enough health and ammo to keep them alive for his amusement. It is also during this time when he discovered the aesthetic properties of blood, guts, skulls, and hanging corpses, strategically and tastefully placing them amidst the arches and alcoves to give the glooming Gothic interior that extra macabre edge. When asked why he went the extra mile, he responded with profound indignation that he was an artist and that he also wanted to impress his guests. Suffice to say, he eventually messed with the wrong guest, and although I do have to agree that his castles and dungeons have a certain grandeur and are fit for any Dark Lord, I have dealt with many of his kind before. I happen to have a similar trinket that allows me to remain immune to mind control. I took his stone and imprisoned him in one of his despicable creations, but something tells me he rather enjoys being there. Current status: ironically imprisoned in one of his own creations. What a douche nozzle. Moxie Scamson. Okay. Age unknown. Occupation: scam artist. Impersonating the mayor, stealing the town key, impersonating the high priest, and stealing the money from the collection box. Known affiliations: the Slip and Slide Gang, Shifty Sandy. Known relatives: a few wives he married. He then took off with their dowry. Are dowries still a thing? Moxie Scamson is a well-known Miskatonic area scam and escape artist. Having successfully eluded the law, angry creditors, and broken-hearted wenches several times. A renowned master of disguise, his high-concept antics and thirst for attention have driven him to very publicly impersonate a wide range of personalities, from high-ranking officials to clergymen. This has more than once led to PR disasters, and at least on one occasion, something verging on an international accident. Interestingly enough, Scamson is his actual name and not a nom de plume. Nomen est omen, and all that jazz. Current status: exact whereabouts unknown. There's a growing suspicion that the new mustachioed salesman selling miracle elixirs in Earnestville is actually him. Selling the 7 miracles. Mistress Serena. Wow, that's pretty intense. Teeth there. We got us a vampire here. Unknown, believed to be over 2 centuries old. Vampire, allegedly. Known crimes are suspected vampirism and blood theft. Known affiliations: none. Known relatives: unknown. Mistress Serena is, for lack of a better term, a vampire. Explanations follow. Originally a nurse at Darkham General Hospital, her suspicious behavior has led the staff to start doubting her sincerity, intentions, and credentials. With those teeth, can't let yourself jump to conclusions with the vampire thing. Totally alleged. Super alleged. Mistress Serena, as she appears in the few official records not withheld by the hospital, seems to have had a penchant for somehow always being on duty whenever blood transfusions were scheduled. Patients later reported feeling faint, despite their allotted quantities of blood having been obviously consumed. In some rare cases, there were also reports of brief loss of consciousness, followed by the appearance of suspicious punctures in the neck area. Under circumstances that remain vague, Serena was dismissed from Darkham General. Any further inquiries into the matter have been discouraged by the institution's management. Interestingly enough, Dr. Grimsley, who served as Darkham General's manager during Serena's stint there, was later found almost expired in his villa due to severe loss of blood. Dr. Grimsley had no recollection of what had occurred. He had briefly lost consciousness, and his badly bruised neck presented perfectly round puncture marks. I'm disappointed that the word exsanguination has not appeared in this file. What's up, Askell? How you doing? Is the game done? The game is not done. This is in the game. An APB has been put out for Mistress Serena, since police suspect she might try to again find work as a nurse in some other public health institution. Current status unapprehended / at large. Mercia Minica. Classified. Mika the Kraken is a Kraken. It's quite a last name there. The Plumbers. The Mechanic. Oh my goodness. Looks kind of like Son Gniff a little bit. Not really that much. Mika the Kraken is a Kraken. No one knows for sure. Mad Kraken Rider. Terror of the Seas. Capsizing fishing vessels, freeing all forms of sea life from zoos. Known affiliations or sea life in general. Thought we were just reading the credits. No. Known relatives, unknown. So this is like some sort of evil Aquaman. Mika the Kraken is a mysterious dweller of the seas around Fishmouth, halfway between legend of the waters and very real peril to all fishing vessels. Nautical peril. Numerous sightings of him have been recorded, but most are hard to believe. It is said he emerges from the waves riding what could be described as a kraken, only smaller, and brandishing an impressive trident which he uses to poke holes in any ship that comes in his way, but especially fishing ones. His origin is unknown. Why he does this is unknown, but some suspect he might be a child that was lost at sea and was taken in by, as weird as it sounds, an octopus. He seems to repay this favor by fighting to defend all sea life and constantly disrupting or sabotaging water parks that hold sea animals captive, releasing them into the wild while laughing maniacally and twirling his impressive mustache. Current status is roaming the seas looking for fresh victims. What a ridiculous motherfucker. Michael Shaw is a strangely normal name. Classified. That guy looks like a gamer. Mia the Merciless. That's a younger person than I was expecting. Mia the Merciless, aka the Tiny Transylvanian Terror. Triple T. Age 4. Empress of the Known Universe. She's getting started early in life. Known crimes are telling everyone to shut up, sister to Priscilla. Demanding ownership of the cookie jar, forcing people to play Ring-a-Ring of Roses, and making sure you fall down when you're meant to. Stealing every mobile phone ever created, and anything remotely similar. insisting that everyone watches her favorite film 5 times a day, also used as a form of torture. Known affiliations, leader of the gang, the Sisters of No Mercy, comprising of Chelsea the Wolf, Hannah the Barber, Sophie the Chooser, and Chloe of the 9 Deaths, with Ma Thunderstorm. When meeting up with a certain pop star well known for her ice cream cravings, taunted her with, "Seeing as this is Oh, what? The most addictive ice cream lolly in the world and would blow your taste buds clean away. You've got to ask yourself one question. Oh, Magnum. A Magnum. Do I feel lucky? Do I feel licky? Oh, I see what they're doing here. Do I feel licky? Well, do you, punk? This tells you all you need to know about this little lady's attitude towards other people and life. Plus, she's never gonna give away a Magnum. Asterisk. All names redacted as this is part of an ongoing case, albeit the case is on ice. Nice time, folks. Current status, attending nursery to be taught how to behave within civilized society. Currently receiving a fail- grade. Learning to ride horses, which she hopes will allow her to escape from the police more easily by having trained various horses specific and speedy routes away from racetracks that she intends to rob. She calls horses for courses. Also learning to swim, but currently failing to understand that seahorses cannot be ridden the same way that land horses can. Now under investigation by the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, as well as being wanted by the police. Wow. Mia the Merciless. And we got Marina the Mariner. Kind of an on-the-nose name, kind of like the Kraken is a Kraken. Marina the Mariner. Age is unknown. Mariner / ghostly apparition. Known crimes suspected to have intentionally led to numerous ship sinkings and drownings. No known affiliations, no known relatives, but she's believed to be of Russian descent. Not much is known about this apparition. Is it ectoplasm? Is it a real seafaring woman that takes pleasure in acquainting both ship and sailor with the bottom of the sea? Marina the Mariner, as she is known, is said to haunt the coast of Fishmouth and find delight in sinking ships and drowning their occupants. Usually sighted during fierce sea storms in the vicinity of Devil's Reef. Theories as to her origin abound, one of the most circulated ones assuming that she is either a survivor or the ghost of a passenger on a Russian sea liner that sunk off the coast of Fishmouth. Attempts have been made to start some kind of effort to track her down, but people are so terrified and disgusted to go anywhere near Fishmouth that they inevitably amount to nothing more than online chatter. The public in general seems to be content with the fact that she sticks to Fishmouth, and that's them fishy folks' problem, not ours. Them fishy folks. Current status, occasionally sighted sailing near Fishmouth's Devil Reef. Why is she carrying is that a bouquet of flowers? So fishy. And then there's Messy Jessie the Artsy Grave. Unknown experimental artist and grave defiler. Artsy grave digger upper. Several accounts of turning the deceased into unwilling art installations. Sounds legit. Potential Spoonie alert, right? Messy Jessie, last name unknown, has come to earn his nickname by approaching installation art with a very experimental and gruesome twist. What he has become infamous for is digging up dead bodies that were really just minding their business and bothering no one, and decorating both their exterior and interior with whatever his inclination at the moment dictates, ranging from harmless sequins to complicated displays of twisted and melded together scissors, forceps, barbed wire, and soda bottle caps. While no doubt a public menace and a proponent of disrespect toward the deceased, Messy Jesse, the artsy gravedigger-upper, is not without renown in the field of extremely experimental installation art. Famous critic Jean-Etienne Cavadreau has been quoted as calling Jesse's work exquisitely disturbing, an authentic exhumation of the long-lost art of grave defiling, seasoned with an expert dash of postmodernistic bricolage. Current status at large, probably sewing shiny baubles onto someone's dead relatives. Boom. As one does. Messy Jesse. There's a lot in this one. Not as many in this one. A lot. So he cast Decorate Dead. Decorate Dead. It's a lesser known spell. Not as useful really in general. Ionut Johnny Eclanson. Suspicious. He's a web developer for the occult. His known crimes: maintaining several death cults' online presence. It's important for death cults to have websites. Too many to enumerate, and his known relatives are unknown. Ionut Johnny Eclanson is an elusive web developer and designer that has taken it upon himself to ensure the online presence of several death cults, occult organizations, and nefarious groups in general. Gotta internet those prospective cultists. Yeah. It's good that someone's put together a bunch of computers that's useful to those people who are doing unpaid positions at companies in the hopes of learning the job the intern at. He's taken it upon himself to ensure the online presence of several death cults, occult organizations, and nefarious groups in general. Maybe not an incredibly evil thing to preoccupy oneself with, but keeping cultists easily connected to each other and making it a lot easier to proselytize online still earns him a spot in the wanted but almost impossible to track down roster of usual suspects. Fair is fair, though. The websites he designs and maintains sure are pretty functional and easy to navigate. To this date, there is no record of one death cult or evil organization complaining, and that's saying something. Current status: most probably developing a website for an evil cult in an undisclosed location. Classified. That's James Raymond. Jenny Flump Stonestream. My flumps, my lovely lady humps. Oh my god, so much cats. We've got ourselves another catastrophe. 45 years old, head of gang, sugar fiend, several robberies, all involving the theft of tea, catnip, pastries, and cookies. Oh my. Gang known as Jenny Stonestream and the Felines. Known relatives. The Felines. These fucking cat people. Meow Satan. The unlikely human leader of a feline-only gang, Jenny Flump Stonestream, is at the heart of every tea, pastry, or cookie-related robbery in the Miskatonic area. Along with her partners in crime, Maj-san, Elza, Misan, and Hjordis, she strikes fear into the hearts of small shop owners, which know to hide the sweet stuff when they hear the gang approaching. Since cats neither can taste nor appreciate sugar, purveyors of catnip are never safe when Jenny and the feline gang are in the area. One terrified such shopkeep spoke in trembling tones of Flump and the felines rolling around in the stuff like they were animals. God, the horror! The gang can seemingly strike anywhere, at any moment of the day, so no one is really safe. Ever. Current status, wanted in several states, probably experiencing catnip and sugar highs. And there's John Swanson. Very classified. Then there's Jonas Hansen. Very classified. Then there's JS. Johann Sebastian. Also classified. Carla Fetich. Nothing scares me more than a hold-up cat lady. That's a good point, Splode. I was trying to think of some kind of fettuccine pun, but I didn't think of one. Kate Boyle. Redacted age. She's an ex-librarian / info sorcerer. She uses Wikipedia a lot. Poking into forbidden books best left alone. Formerly, the Miskatonic Library. Known relatives. Redacted. Information on Kate Boyle is sparse and unconfirmed. She seems to have at some point been an employee of the Miskatonic Library, but the institution's management has constantly refused to release any kind of files on Boyle, which leads to suspicions of a cover-up. Everything that is known can safely be filed under hearsay, rumors, and whispers. Apparently, Boyle, having already devoured the library's supplies of Jane Austen books, 8-bit era game collections, and lemon tea, has, unbeknownst to the manager, Mr. Orne, at some point started to dig into tomes not accessible to the general public. For safety reasons, the Miskatonic Library claims. One can only speculate what that implies. A couple of light flashes and bursts of maniacal laughter later, Boyle is supposed to have crashed through the library's third-story window, landed in bushes below, jumped to her feet like nothing had happened, and disappeared into the night. The Miskatonic Library initially reported a number of important rare books and artifacts stolen, only to quickly issue a retraction and discourage the authorities and anyone taking an interest from pursuing Boyle. Thus, she is officially not wanted for any crime, but strictly off the record. We are convinced that the library would pay handsomely for any information pertaining to her whereabouts. Current status missing / at large. Sounds like a real rascal. They should probably check the boiler room, says Knox. It's a good idea. You know what they say. Boils will be boils. Kimberly Johnson, a.k.a. Kim. Looks a little too happy about all of this. Age is 26. She's a customer service representative / serial killer. Murder. Illegal possession of banned magical potions. No affiliations, no relatives. Kimberly Kim Kong Johnson exceeded in her field by winning multiple customer service awards, but the stress of the job soon took its toll. Customers that dared to cross her finally pushed her over the edge and tasted her wrath. Modus operandi. She uses her impeccable research skills to masterfully plan out her victim's demise. She then uses a magical potion to transform into a big, brutish, hulking, hairy man. An almost ape-looking thing, then attacks her victim. Finally, when police track down the suspected assailant, all they find is a sweet, innocent-looking young lady that obviously doesn't know anything. The perfect crime, some might say. Her status has not been apprehended yet. Okay. Cool. Lake Kubilius. Okay. This guy. He's 35 and he's an alchemist. Possession of forbidden literature, forbidden artifact manufacturing, public lewdness. We got ourselves a hedgelord here. Nice. Hedgelord. Public lewdness. Suspected but unconfirmed children in several locales. Lake's parents suspected his inclination towards alchemy since his early childhood, when his morning cereal would often either disappear in a puff of smoke, seem to start boiling, or begin turning purple for no apparent reason. A couple of arrests for possession of forbidden chemicals and a burnt-down high school chemistry lab later, Lake finally devoted himself entirely to alchemy, the search for the philosopher's stone, and the elusive soda that is sugar and calorie-free, but doesn't taste like toxic waste. Known crimes: creating Big K Diet Cola. Dr. Fisher, yes. Being refused admittance into the Miskatonic University on account of his legal transgressions, Dr. Kubilius occasionally commits random acts of vandalism, such as turning the higher learning facility's entire reserve of potable water blood red. There is at least one recorded account of his altering the Miskatonic University cafeteria's salt supply so that it tastes disgustingly sweet instead. Legal complaints against him have moved from restraining order to arrest warrant level, but he proves to be extremely difficult to apprehend. Current status: at large. Big K Ubilius. That's what it stands for. And there's Lamera. No apparent information. It is classified. Leo the Mad Writer. He looks slightly mad. Last name is unknown. Age is unknown. Occupation: insane writer. That's a sub classification of writer. Yeah, what do you do for? I'm a writer. Oh, really? What kind of writer? I'm an insane writer. Oh, insane writers. Yeah. You have to get a post-graduate degree for that, didn't you? Those are the good ones. Yeah. Thought to have written pieces of text that enable summoning evil entities. Also late on car payments. No known affiliations or relatives. Leo the Mad Writer, last name unknown, is thought to be a former copywriter that accidentally stumbled upon an ancient text which radically changed both his perception on life and occultism and his writing style. Initially an employee of an advertising company, once the aforementioned incident happened, all Leo's creative output that made its way to the customers resulted in inexplicable bouts of mass hysteria or hallucinations, general public confusion, and 20-plus car pileups. He's kicking out those weaponized memes from Newman era. Not really a credit to their industry. The company's owners decided that this strange talent was too much of a risk for them to attempt to subdue or properly monetize, so Leo was let go and warned that the world was not yet ready for his unnatural turns of phrase. Nothing's been heard from him for months now, but it is suspected he has retreated to a remote location where he is feverishly constructing a piece of writing that, when complete and released, the world will not soon be able to forget. Current status, probably in an isolated location, writing his occult chef d'oeuvre. Okay. And then there is Lithoma Whately. Another child. A small child. Unknown age. Explorer of Leng. Gondwana Land and the Tethys Sea. Known crimes are exploring Leng, dubious botany, and possession of contraband salts. Known affiliations, the Moodus Noises. Indefinite amorphous spawn. Occupation, explorer of Leng, Gondwana Land, and the Tethys Sea. Known crimes again, exploring Leng, dubious botany, and possession of contraband salts. Moodus Noises. Only dark whispers speculate Lithoma's life. They speak of a boy born of Pelagathuria Netarix in the open polar sea, marooned by cryovolcanic activity and isolation for unheard of eons. His restricted larval stage produced ravenousness for adventure and autosarcophagi. The fortitude afforded to him by his upbringing, alongside his obliviousness to morals, allowed him to scour the earth looking for the most horrid of encounters. Horrid rumors have it that he befriended night gaunts who lifted him to Leng, where he partook of voluminous, indescribable rituals. Githians may have transported his consciousness to Gondwana Land, where he lived as an unimaginably tall, leafy shrub, in return for use of his body as a vessel. He is said to have drifted through the terrible old Tethys Sea with mates such as Long Tom, Spanish Joe Kerwin, and Warren Ellis in search of salt-encrusted megaliths. This is probably the most actual Lovecraftian of all of these that we've read. Lothmoa first hit my radar when his rituals were given names and a voice after performing them in a mom-and-pop country store in backwater Virginia. He had experienced beastly xenophobia, to which his response was to evoke a portal showing his assaulter an obsidian mirror set on the plateau of Leng. It was a scrying mirror that only shows the putridness inside of the viewer. Afterwards, the assailant took a voluntary journey to be a permanent fixture at the local abattoir. A few related incidents later, I was called in to track down this atrocity. In my research, I only found one certain fact about the beast. The Yithians wrote of its crippling asthenophobia. I tracked and confronted the cephalopotic nightmare. When I approached him, I held up an unreadable tome and threatened it with being transformed into a Lovecraftian protagonist. It became docile, but shambled away, and before I could give chase, suddenly I heard the unmistakable cry of the ghost of a nearby werewolf, which garnered all of my attention and became my priority. Current status, Lithoma and his band, the Moodus Noises, can be heard playing gigs in a lethargic Connecticut town. Wow. Okay. That's pretty intense. And that is the I through L drawer. EH and AD are what we have left, but we will save those for next time. For next time.
Who even still uses file cabinets, Joey? Just, don't
drop it on his toes again, Vince. Very interesting. Venetian blinds, not to be confused with what they actually use in Venice, which is curtains. Alright, so folks, you're watching on YouTube, that is going to do it for this episode. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Gibbous.